Take simple online surveys. Get paid for your opinion up to $75 per survey completed. Big companies like these companies are ready to pay you for sharing your valuable opinion. Register for free with survey companies available worldwide. Work from home for 1 or 2 hours a day. Just subscribe in my channel and share noahulclosen@gmail.com. AirAsia plane found in Java Sea. Latest Indonesian officials say items from the missing AirAsia plane, including an emergency slide and a plane door, have been sighted, along with bodies. 16.45. It is now approaching midnight in Jakarta. Tomorrow, the search for more bodies, and clues as to the cause behind AirAsia flight QZ8501's crash into the Java Sea, continues. We will pick up coverage on this page at first light in Southeast Asia, around midnight GMT. 16.00. Tom Phillips has spoken to relatives of the victims of the AirAsia flight QZ8501 crash. Quote, "It was just after lunchtime on Tuesday that Jack Sono realized his son was never coming home." Ghoulish images of corpses floating in the sea flashed up on television screens in the room where he was sitting, and the fate of missing AirAsia flight QZ8501 became instantly clear. "At first I was hopeful, but when I saw the floating bodies and the debris I grew sad," said the retired civil servant whose 31-year-old son was one of 162 people on board the Airbus 320200 when it vanished on Sunday morning after setting off for Singapore from the Indonesian city of Surabaya. "I suddenly imagined my son in the water like that," the 60-year-old added, raising his arms in the air to impersonate one of the bloated cadavers shown on television. "What if that was my son? I lost all my hope." Jack Sono, who like many Indonesians has just one name, was one of hundreds of relatives plunged into mourning on Tuesday night as authorities confirmed that the AirAsia flight had been found and began pulling dozens of bodies from a crashed site in the Java Sea, off the southwest corner of Borneo. 15.32. AirAsia QZ8501 wreckage was found by an Indonesian fisherman who did not even know a plane was missing, reports Jonathan Perlman from Jakarta. Quote, "The missing AirAsia aircraft was discovered by a 38-year-old Indonesian fisherman named Muhammad Taha, who did not yet know a plane had disappeared, and assumed the debris was ocean junk." Mr. Taha, from the small village of Baliniu, spent Sunday on his small fishing boat and spotted some metal objects in the water. But he did not return home until Monday night. When he arrived in his village, he heard the news about the missing AirAsia flight QZ8501. He later said he was familiar with the airline's red logo and recalled that some of the floating objects had been red. "I found a lot of debris, small and large, in the two islands," Mr. Taha told Tempo Online. "The largest was 4 meters 13 feet long and 2 meters wide 7 feet. They were red colored with white silver. It looked like the AirAsia colors." Mr. Taha immediately called Bagus Raif, his local police officer, and provided an account, including the location. Officer Rafi contacted the search authority, which organized an aerial search for the following morning. At 8:00 am, the objects were spotted. 15.05. Investigators into the AirAsia flight which crashed into the sea off Indonesia are focusing on the timing of the crew's request to climb to a higher altitude to avoid bad weather as a possible factor behind the tragedy, the source close to the investigation has told Reuters. Quote, "Among the early lines of inquiry is whether the crew could have asked to ascend, or climbed on their own initiative in case of emergency, at an earlier stage, and what role storms in the area might have played. We know that the weather was very bad in this area. There was a storm," said the official, who declined to be named as he was not authorized to speak to the press. Why did the pilot request to climb at that stage? Should he have climbed earlier? Other aircraft were flying at a higher altitude in that area. How did the two pilots react to the weather? We are asking those questions. 14.33. Some of the objects retrieved from the Java Sea crash site, including airplane parts, and a child's blue suitcase, have been shown by Indonesian officials at a press conference in Pangalanbun, Borneo. An image showing what is believed to be parts of the missing AirAsia plane is shown to journalists during a news conference. 14.056 bodies will be taken to Tanjung for identification because the river leading to Bun, the nearest town to the crash site, is too small for the Navy's ship carrying the bodies to enter, said Mr. Bashir Hajat Purnama, Regent of East Belitung. The location at which the bodies and debris have been found is around 100 miles southwest of Bun, the town in central Kalimantan, on the island of Borneo. Tanjung is a much larger city on the island of Belitung, northwest of the crash site.